Hi friends, here we are again, a little earlier than usual, but still here. A different view today. You get to see my kitchen mess. Today we're going to use the wall, which is why I'm facing this way. So if you can find a clear wall space, and then also we will use a blanket. If you don't have a blanket that's similar size and weight to a yoga blanket, then you can grab a towel. Optional prop is a cat. That will help you surrender in your practice because cats are unpredictable, but that's optional. So wall, blanket, and then let's meet on our mats. Finding a comfortable seat. I love sitting on the corner of my blanket, this corner, so that my pelvic bone can root down. My sit bones are supported. I have that lumbar curve, and I feel as though my spine is stacked in the basin of my pelvis. Let the arms slide gently back the legs so that the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Soften the gaze or close the eyes, and we'll take a few moments to land, taking a few breaths. And as you're here, begin to scan through the inner landscape of your body and mind, and the external landscape of your body and mind. Noticing any physical sensations. Notice if something is feeling sore or tight or maybe a little sticky. Without judgment, we're just inviting this radical acceptance, this witness or observer to just see what is. Notice your emotional state. I'm feeling a tiny bit flustered because I was trying to get ready for this class. But I can feel myself settling now. So just being able to see what's going on mentally, emotionally. Noticing the pressure or texture of your clothing against your skin. Notice the air against your skin. And notice the places where your body is making contact with the ground. See if you can allow the body to soften, to become heavier, to feel yourself met by the whole support of the floor. We'll take 2 more breaths together. Find your next exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, in and out. You're welcome to stay in a seat or move to all fours to just start to warm up the spine in some cat-cow. I see a message, let me just check in. Yeah, my kitten's awesome. She's also terrible sometimes, as kittens are. Alright, so wherever you're at, just finding some organic movements in the spine. Checking in with how the spine is feeling today, how the shoulders and hips are feeling today. Maybe moving into some cat-cow. Following your breath, your rhythm. As you exhale, push the ground away from you with your arms, feeling that full extension of the shoulder joint. Keep some pressure in the finger pads and the knuckle pads so that you're bringing weight forward onto the fingers of the hand rather than pushing into the wrist. We'll take about 3 more breaths here, exploring whatever your body wants to explore. And then we're actually going to start by putting our legs up the wall. So for this, you're going to grab your blanket or your towel. So I've got a yoga blanket. You can find something similar. And we're going to fold it into kind of a narrow rectangle. There's so much background noise like this. So for me to do that, I did fringe edges together. So basically fold in half again, and the opposite way again, and then that same way that you just folded once more. So you've got that square. If you're using a towel, oh, Aoife. If you're using a towel, you can do fold in half. From here, I would probably fold in thirds. And then for this, I would fold in half again so that you've got the height that you're wanting. Basically, you're just going to want a shape that you're going to put under your hips. So we're doing legs up the wall. Now, the thing here is people think that you have to push your hips right up next to the wall, and that's actually, I would actually discourage that, because the idea is to get a passive hamstring stretch, not to like push yourself into a shape that's uncomfortable. So we're trying to find a place to land our hips so that our legs can be straight. That's going to be more beneficial than if your legs are bent up against the wall. So, and then the other thing that's tricky is actually getting onto this blanket. So the way I like to do it is come so that my back's to the wall and I'm kind of kneeling right next to the wall. Then lean forward, put one hip on your prop, on your blanket or towel, and then swoop the legs up as you swoop the torso down. All right, so the next thing I'm going to bring your attention to is the blanket. So we want our blanket in a place where our tailbone can reach down towards the floor. Our sacrum or our low back, our sacrum and low back are supported by the blanket, and then the upper ribs are on the floor. So this is an example of you're too low. So my tailbone is all the way on the floor, my butt's like on the floor. That's not what we want. So this is a little bit too low with that blanket right in the middle of the low back. This is a little bit too high, so my hips are pouring toward my body. So my pelvis is going this way, my tailbone's not able to root down towards the wall. So find the place that feels just right underneath, kind of really underneath the hips, so that the tailbone is rooting down towards the floor. The legs can be straight. Once you're here, arms can come out to the sides or to those the square arms, the goalpost arms. From here, just start to soften and settle into the floor, soften and settle into the breath. This is a beautiful pose that actually energizes. Anytime we're lifting our hips and legs higher than the heart, we're letting all of those fluids and nutrients pool into the torso so that we're energized. So if you ever find yourself like crashing in the middle of the day, this is a great thing to do during your lunch break. Let's take 3 breaths. You can H-A, ha, on your exhale, or just sigh. And then see where you can soften. Notice what you notice. Allow yourself to just be here. There's nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to be doing. So the thing I want to focus on today is this idea of effort and surrender. This idea of taking action and then just like pausing and reflecting, noticing the effects of that action. So as you're here, notice the effects of the movement that we just did, and notice the effects of this stilling, this settling, and breathing that's happening. If you're feeling good here and you want a little bit more, you can move your hips closer to the wall. You can also start to widen the feet, letting yourself get an inner leg stretch, or even come to cobbler's pose, soles of the feet come together. So if you want to modify, feel free to find any other variations that the body is interested in. We'll be here for 2 more minutes. Enjoying the last few breaths, your last few moments here. See if you can soften even more. Let your body just melt against the floor. Let gravity take over completely. Slowly, as you're ready, let the knees bend, the feet come to the wall. Gently roll onto either side. Maybe pause there for a moment. And then we'll find ourselves back up to a seat. You can move that blanket out of the way. And from here, coming back to all fours and back to some movement in the body. Just sit and pause and notice. So we just took an action of inverting the body, changing gravity. And as you're coming out of it, just notice any sensations that are here in the body right now. Beautiful. Couple more breaths. And then start to invite any movement, stretching, or circling that feels good. Eventually make your way into down dog. I like to measure my down dog from my high plank. Push into the floor, push, 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 and then the hips reach back. Knees can be bent. Let the armpits hollow out. So rather than sinking the armpits down and forward, let the armpits be hollow. Let the arm bones push into the shoulder joint. So you're packing that shoulder joint, keeping that ball in the socket. Nice. We'll flow here. Inhale, the heart reaches forward. You can stay in plank or move to a modified up dog if that feels good in your body. Exhale, coming back. Beautiful. Inhale, follow. Take the full length of your breath to move forward. And the full length of your exhale to move the hips up and back. 3 more breath cycles here, all the way in, all the way out. Let the base of the neck be soft. Let the shoulders be soft away from the ears the whole time. All right. From here, hands are going to walk back to the feet and turn so that your back of your legs are facing the wall. Coming about a foot away from the wall, you're just going to lean until your hips find the wall.
And then we're taking our effort out of it once more. So soften where you can soften. Let the wall support your weight. Let the floor support your weight. This pose is introspective. It's a chance to turn within, to check in with yourself, to tune into the messages that your heart, mind, and body are sending you. We'll take 3 steady breaths here, nice and even, in and out. From here, slowly bring the hips away from the wall, bend the knees, push against the floor to spring up to standing.
And then we'll use the wall to measure our Tadasana. So heels come right up against the wall. From here, it depends on your floorboards or if you have that base along the floor. But you want your heels, the back of your hips or your butt, and the shoulders and the head on the wall. Feeling the space behind the knees. Feel the space where the lumbar spine is curving. And feel the space where the cervical spine is curving. Arms are by the sides, energized. Just taking a moment to imprint the way that this feels in the body. One more breath, really feeling every cell of the body so that you can reorient yourself into this shape whenever you need to. Soft engagement of the core, so we're pulling our lower ribs down gently, like 20%, not like 100%. Okay, keep this shape and bring it forward to the front of your mat. Exhale to land. We'll start to move through half sun salutation. Inhale, reach up, look up if it feels okay. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, turn and look within. Inhale carries us all the way up. Exhale, back to that mountain, that imprinted pose. Beautiful. 2 more times. Your breath flows up. Exhale, down. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale to land. Once more with your breath. Stay where you are. Inhale, reach the arms up. Catch the left wrist, lean to the right. And then from here, slowly turn the heart and shoulders down, and then turn the heart and shoulders up. Just opening up the rib cage and the side body. A couple more times, leaning down, exhale, opening up, inhale. Exhale to center, or to neutral, or I guess a side bend. Inhale, release. Oh boy. We'll take a break here and just notice. So there's that action and then that reflection. The effort and then the surrender and the noticing. Inhale, arms reach up, other side. Catch the right wrist, lean to the left, or vice versa, whatever side you haven't done. Feel the side body, armpit to hip. And then slowly turn the heart down, exhale. Inhale to turn the heart up. 2 more breath cycles. And the head or the neck can follow if that feels good in your neck. All right, exhale into the side bend. Inhale to neutral. Release, notice. Exhale, surrender, let go. Step the feet wide, wider than the hips. We're just moving into our windmill or shirt sleeves pose. Turning, this is like as little effort as possible to turn to one side and the other.
The first thing I'll say is if you want to aim your blows, so to speak, front arm can hit the shoulder. That increases blood circulation in the shoulder joint. The back arm is going to land right underneath the rib cage, stimulating the kidneys. From here, if you also want to lift up one heel as you're turning, you can do that. We'll go for about 5 more twists. And 4, 3, 2. Can you do this with less effort? 1. Soften into the middle. Arms swing right on top, left on top. And again, how can you do this with more ease, more efficiency? Palms turn up to the ceiling. Nice. And then just a moment of circling things. So we've got the shoulders nice and warmed up. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls. Oh, because they just feel nice. Get out anything that's staticky, crunchy. And also checking in with the shoulders. Notice how they're doing. Change direction. All right, soften here into the neck. We're just going to turn and look over your right shoulder. Let the whole body be stable. This is the pillar, only the head is turning. And then we're just turning until we brush up against resistance, come back to neutral. Turn, so we're not trying to torque or twist, and neutral. 2 more times looking right. And then we'll turn to the left. Notice if one side is feeling easier than the other. Just noticing there's no judgment, there's no criticism, there's no trying to fix anything. All right, look down and up. Nice and slow, feeling all of those little movements in between the 2 extremes. And then we're going to drop right ear to right shoulder. Option to stay here, maybe point the left arm down. You can get a little bit more sensation here. Kind of down at a 45-degree diagonal. Again, option to stay, or you can turn your nose to your right shoulder and then back to the ear. If you're turning, we'll do that a couple more times. Release the arm, release the neck back to neutral. Take a breath to notice what you notice. And then slowly drop left ear to left shoulder. Right arm moves out at a 45-degree angle, reaching, feeling those sensations. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you turn nose down, ear down. If you're moving, we'll go a couple more times. Feet can step back together, and we're just going to come onto the ball of the right foot and kind of circle on the toes. Then change direction. And that right foot will step back, and then I kind of push and lean as I bend my knee until you feel that stretch in the sole of your foot. And option 2, since we've got the wall, is to step back, use the wall to push. I actually like the way it feels when I lean back better. Flip the toes, gently push into the top of the foot. Oof, yes. Push down the outside edge of that ankle and push down in the inner edge of the foot. Oof, ankles feel so good. Other side, left toes just gently circling. I disappear when I step in front of my fridge. Good to know. Okay, change direction. And then again, we're stepping left foot back. Toes curl under, lean back, bend the knee, only until you feel it. So it doesn't have to look a certain way. How does it feel? Get that nice stretch along the bottom of your foot. Release, flip the toes, gently open and push. We're pushing down the outer edge of our foot and down the inner edge of our foot. Nice. Any shaking, moving, any other stretching or wiggling. Ha! And then we'll find ourselves back at the front of our mat. Exhale to ground down, and then just taking a breath to notice. Surrender. Be in the experience that you're having. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, this time hands plant. Right foot only steps back. Right knee comes to the earth. Come up to the fingertips next to that left foot. Open the heart forward. Open and look up. Feel. And exhale, release. Push back to plank and down dog. If you want to plug in a vinyasa, now's your opportunity. Moving at the speed of your breath, moving at the speed of trust. And then once you land in down dog, you have that opportunity to reflect, to feel the effects of that movement. Exhale, bend both knees, right foot steps up. If it doesn't make it all the way, use your right hand, get it into just the right spot. Come up onto the fingertips, back knee to the earth, hips reach down and forward, heart opens, head lifts, feel the stretch. And exhale, lift that back knee, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, land. This time we'll keep moving. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften. Left foot back this time to start. Knee comes to the earth. Tent the fingers. Heart opens forward. Exhale, release. Find your way to down dog, maybe through a flow. Having lots of integrity wherever you are. Find your next exhale to empty. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Maybe using that hand to get it just right. Back knee comes to the earth. Tent the fingers, heart opens forward. And exhale to step forward and fold. Inhale carries us all the way up. Exhale to land, right back into it. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant. Right foot steps back. Stay high this time. Inhale, reach up. So we're in a crescent lunge or a high lunge. Moving to the side so you can see. Catch your right wrist, gentle lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands find the front of your mat. Step back, flow to your down dog, or move the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale to empty, right foot steps forward. Stay high, ground down through the feet, root. Inhale, lift up. This time we'll catch the left wrist, lean to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, float down. Vinyasa if you love it. Straight to down dog otherwise. From down dog, exhale to empty. Inhale to step or hop the legs forward. Half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling all the way up. And exhale, release. All right, let's do it again. Inhale, reach. Look up if it feels good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands plant, step or hop back, high plank. This time we'll hold for 9 breaths. You know I love a good 9 breath plank pose, so push the earth away. Dome up through the shoulders while still packing that shoulder joint. Use the core, we're not piking our hips up, we're not sagging our hips down, we're right in the middle, maybe even level with the shoulders. Pull the hands away from the feet, the feet away from the hands and then pull toward each other. Head is lifted up, so no broken necks, no looking down. Look forward. Do this with hope and promise and trust. Steady breath, nice and slow, in and out. Maybe even smile. It might make you feel silly, but it also makes it easier to love yourself, even when things are challenging. Keep breathing. I think we're at 9 breaths. 2 more for good measure. All right, knees come wider than the hips, big toes kiss, hips reach back, child's pose, rest. Finding your way back to downward facing dog. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, the right heel reaches up toward the ceiling. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale to reach. This time we'll step forward. Back to our crescent lunge or low lunge. Ground down through the feet. Inhale to lift up. And then inhale, lift that front heel. That's going to create the sensation of instability, but it's also going to open up the rib cage. See if you notice that. Breathe strong breath here. If you want even more, cactus the arms, hands move back, shoulders are opening, maybe look up. 2 more breaths here. If you're opening, inhale to release to center. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Step back, vinyasa, or straight to down dog, child's pose, or any other shape you would like. From your down dog, inhale, left heel lifts. Left knee to nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, step it forward. Ground down, get steady in the feet. Inhale to lift up. Inhale, lift that front heel. Beautiful. Nice work, everyone. Exhale, cactus the arms if you want even more. Maybe open, look up, feel the stretch. Be in that unsteadiness, totally grounded in your experience. 1 more breath. If you're opening more, inhale back to that lunge. Exhale, hands find the floor. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. Exhale to empty, bend the knees. Inhale, step or hop forward. Half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, land. And we'll take a breath to pause and notice, to reflect on your experience, to plug into the sensations happening in the body. All right, 1 more funky sun salutation and an invitation to smile, because it really does help, even though it feels silly. And I can't even see you, so it's just for fun. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands plant. Right foot steps back, left foot steps crossing in front. So we're crossing our ankles. Can you see this? So my ankles are crossed. Oh, that bridge. Ankles are crossed. Yes, it's funky. You'll be okay, I promise. Down dog with our ankles crossed. Feel free to inhale to plank, and then you get to choose if you're going to lower your hip to modified up dog or not with those ankles still crossed. It's funky. You can do it. Exhale back. Right foot's going to step forward. Inhale to open into your lunge. If you're digging it, lift that front heel again. Exhale to settle back to the floor. Left ankle's gonna cross behind the right. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, landing, standing with your ankles crossed, noticing. So we're creating instability and a lot of uncertainty in the body, which creates the conditions to really ground us into this moment. You can't be thinking about the car or the dishes or the kids when you're about to fall, right? So it's part of the adventure. And again, smile, laugh. As one of my mentors says, yoga's too important to be taken seriously. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Ankles are still crossed. Exhale, fold. This time, left leg steps back. Right leg steps to the cross in front of it. Down dog with our ankles crossed. Inhale, plank with the ankles crossed, maybe an up dog with the ankles crossed, toes curled under. Both toes, both balls of the feet are on the floor. Exhale to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Get steady in your feet, lunge, lift. Front heel lifts, ooh la la. Exhale, set it down. Right foot comes to cross behind the left and the ankles. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, back to your mountain. Ankles are still crossed. Another moment to reflect, to feel, to breathe, to notice. Stay where you are. I'm just going to check this. Sorry you can't hear. I'm talking loud and I have speakers on the way. Okay. Gently uncross the feet so you're standing in your Tadasana, more traditional mountain pose. Step whatever leg back so that you're facing the screen or the camera, coming to a wide angle forward fold, or wide angle standing fold. Standing pose. My goodness, my words stopped working. Let's start with the feet turned out. We'll bend into the knees, horse pose or goddess pose. Hands come up nice and high onto the thighs. Push down. Feel the traction in the spine. Nice. And from here you can start to sway side to side. If you love those shoulder dips, you're welcome to plug those in. We've just got the opportunity to move and breathe for about 5 breaths. Again here, maybe lift the right heel and bring it down. Left heel lifts, bring it down. Maybe alternate once more. Maybe both heels lift. Woo, so unsteady. See if you can be okay with this unsteadiness. Trust that you've got this. And even if you fall, you can catch yourself. And exhale, the heels down. Lengthen up through the legs. We'll turn the toes in, hands come to the hips. Open the heart up, look up if it feels okay. And then hinging only at the hips, stay long everywhere else. Fold maybe halfway, maybe a little bit deeper, but stay long in the spine to start. On your next exhale, you can start to melt the arms, spine, and head down. Again here, maybe you want a little bit of side-to-side action. Maybe you want to lift one heel and then the other. Maybe lift both heels for a moment. Feel if that changes your breath. Notice what you can notice. So we're in a wide angle forward fold. Keep breathing, steady breath. Slowly walk your hands over to your right leg. Pull the heart toward the knee. Left hand comes to the ankle, right arm reaches up, gentle twist and open. Exhale, release. And slowly walk over to your left leg. Right hand catches the ankle, left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale to come back down, back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the hips, knees bend. Push against the floor to spring yourself back up. Nice. Feet come just wider than hip distance apart. Inhale, reach up, open. Exhale, chair pose. Hips are moving down and back, down and back, down and back. Stay tall and open through the rib cage. Keep breathing. Soften the face, the neck. Nice. From here, keep moving those hips down, 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 and eventually we'll come into a squat. You can reach forward, you can grab something to sit on, or you can bring elbows into the knees, hands into the heart. Whew, squat feels so good. Move, wiggle, figure out how your body wants to fit into a squat in this moment. Option to stay, or if you want to play, you're welcome to pop up into crow pose. So for crow pose, I like to reach drastically in front of me. Keep my palms on the ground as I drag them underneath me. My elbows are coming underneath my legs. Come as close as I can, and then start to lift my hips, lift the heels of my feet. Find that point of contact between my knees and my elbows, or my knees and my bicep. So from here, all we're doing is adding some weight to our hands. Look forward. If you look back, you're gonna fall. And then this is an exercise of trust. Maybe you slowly add weight until your feet are floating. Maybe not today. 5 breaths to play with this. When you're done playing, back to your squat. And then we'll come to the floor. Let's pull our right foot in, left leg grows long. We're making a V with our feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold right in between those legs. Softening where you can soften. Here's a moment to pause, to reflect on all the actions we've taken so far, and noticing your experience in your body. Inhale, lift, rotate the heart toward your straight leg, and slowly lean the heart down, finding a stretch there. Maybe catch the outside of that leg or the outside of that foot. Inhale, the spine grows long. Exhale, fold. Find where you have space. Release. Right hand comes behind the right hip. Push into the right hand. Lift the hips, opening, finding the place where it feels good. Hips settle back down, and we'll switch legs. Left knee bends, right leg's long. We've got a V shape with our legs into our hip sockets. Heart reaches down and forward between the knees. Soften where you can soften. Slowly walking up. Turn to face the straight leg and fold. Maybe catch the outside of that leg with the left hand, maybe the outside of the foot. Big breath, lengthen the spine on your next inhale, and release and surrender on your next exhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, release. Left hand comes behind the hip. Push into the floor, lift and open the hips forward, opening into a shape that feels good. And then exhale, release. Legs grow long in front of you. Walk the sit bones back in space. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, lean. As soon as you feel that catching in your core, breathe and hold. Soften the muscles in the base of the neck. Soften the muscles in the face. Soften the arms and shoulders. Let the work be in your core. Keep breathing. Strong breath. For 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Shaking is okay there. Smiling is awesome. Fold if it feels good. Let the legs be relaxed and soft. You let the spine be relaxed and soft. Inhale to lift up. Option to do that again or a more traditional boat pose. You choose. We're doing another 9-breath pose, so find the shape that's sustainable. If you're doing boat pose, make sure you're not collapsing into your low back. You're staying high in the low back. That might mean the toes stay on the floor. That might mean the arms stay underneath the legs. So stay tall in the lumbar spine. Keep that lumbar curve. No dumping weight. Steady breath for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Fold forward if that feels good, or you can come straight onto the back. Start to roll and rock it out. Give yourself a little massage against the floor. And then the feet are going to land behind the hips. Toes gently turn in, heels gently turn out. A breathing bridge pose. So we'll take 3 breaths. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms. Exhale, lower everything down. Tailbone touches first. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Breathe here, so taking that breath to reflect, to surrender. Option here for a bridge pose, or if you'd like to do wheel pose, we're going to do it for 9 breaths. So if you're uncomfortable, find a place where you can be comfortable. So bridge pose, I like to make robot arms, push into the elbows, lift behind the heart, lift the hips. Arms can release down, breathe, stay. The chin is softening away from the chest is softening back toward the chin. Strong legs, strong breath here. If you want to try a wheel, toes are still gently turned in, or not gently, turn the toes in a lot. Hands combine the ears, and then turn the fingers out so that the elbows are turning into the midline of the body. So like this, not like this. So hands by ears, fingers turn out, elbows turn in. Push, get that momentum, lift up wherever you are. Get comfortable. We're probably around 7 breaths. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're in bridge pose, turn your tailbone to touch first. If you're in wheel, tuck the chin, slowly bring the shoulders, and then the rest of the spine back to the earth. Nice. Just stay on the back wherever you are. Take that breath to notice and feel. Nice. Then we'll step the legs, feet wider than the hips, and just knock the knees from one side to the other. windshield wipers. The next time your knees go to the right, stay there. Stack the right ankle on top of the left knee. Left arm reaches overhead. Can you even see that? Right hand can come wherever it feels comfortable. A little gentle twist here. Release that foot back to our windshields a couple times. Next time you go left, stay there. Stack the left ankle on top of the right knee. Right arm reaches overhead. Left hand finds where it's comfortable. Steady breath. Gently release the ankle. Windshield wipers again. Happy baby or any other movement that feels good in the body. We're starting to set up for our Shavasana, so if you want to throw that blanket or towel on top of yourself, you can even go back to legs up the wall if you'd like, if that felt good, and that will also energize you for whatever's coming up after class. Really quickly, just start to turn on and tense every bone, every joint, every muscle in your body. Squeeze the hands, make fists, squeeze the arm bones all the way from the fingers up to the shoulders. Squeeze the hips, squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the feet, crunch the toes, crunch the neck, crunch the face. More. Exhale. Let everything go. Now we practice surrender. We did the effort, we did the work. We get to enjoy our well-deserved rest. Stay where you are. So slowly start to deepen the breath. Maybe take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Start to wiggle toes and fingers. Eventually bend one knee at a time. Reach the arms overhead and gently turn onto either side. And slowly push yourself to a comfortable seat. Thanks, April. Thanks, Alice.
So I'd like to end with a thought from one of my mentors, Judith Hanson Lassiter, who has a wonderful phrase for some of us, myself included, who have, very perfectionist tendencies. And she suggests saying silently or out loud, I am attempting something difficult, and I appreciate myself for trying. Or, I have just done something difficult, and I appreciate myself for trying. So say that silently or out loud to yourself. And now watch the dialogue that follows. Listening to this inner dialogue can be enormously useful in assessing our relationship to ourself and how this inner relationship may color interactions with others. We'll seal our practice with one breath together. Hands can fold in front of the heart. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you for sharing this practice of yoga with me. Take care. Whoop. There we go.